Ask Tom on Home Show.
Chris from Anderson, South Carolina has a question about getting a booster heater.
Yeah, he heard you talking about it on the radio, Tom. He's curious. He wants to give his water heater a little more horsepower, if you will. He says, I love the idea. Do you have a diagram of how that installation would look? Is it as simple as taking the hot water output of the 50-gallon tank, running it into the cold intake of a tankless? This way, the tankless, he assumes, would sense when hot water coming from the primary source isn't, and then turn on when it needs it. Is that how this thing works, Tom?
That's why we don't have a diagram, because it's that simple. It's exactly how it works. It just knows when to come on or not, and I have one in my own house. Sometimes I'll start to get a little cold, and all of a sudden, wacko, it comes right on nice and hot again. There's a little, just a touch of time between it. You can start to feel it, then you realize, uh-oh, it's time for the backup heater, but it's not uncomfortable at all. And that's all it is. You're just running it. It's a post-heat as opposed to a preheat. You don't want to preheat in a water heater. That wouldn't make any sense. But it's that simple. Just hang it somewhere convenient, run the pipe to it, and then out, and connect back into the water lines, and it'll run through there all day long, and very rarely it'll come on.
So this is just a regular tankless water heater back following a regular water heater? Is that? Am I hearing you right, Tom?
It is, but you don't need the big capacity like you do when people just use tankless water heaters for the house. Then you have to have those great big guys because there's so much water that you want to make sure the client has when they take their showers and do different things. This is a smaller one. Mine's an electric one. And it just comes on just to give it that little bit. The water starts coming out of a water heater at, say, 130 degrees. And when it starts to get down to where you have the on-demand set, usually around 110 I do, and then it'll kick on because that temperature starts to go down, then it'll kick it back up to wherever you want it. And so all it's doing is post-heating it a little bit so you have a constant temperature and it doesn't start dropping and dropping and dropping.
We have a constant temperature of answers. When you click on the Ask Tom button there at HomeShowRadio.com, you can send us a video, you can send it in writing. We love it when you send pictures because it helps us understand what's going on at your end so we can do a better job. And you plug them in right there in that form at the bottom. And then we post a new one every day. You'll find them on our Facebook page. You find them on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, if you'll give them a thumbs up or even share them with your friends, that helps the algorithm, the kids tell me, make our videos easier to find. And we're real easy to find if you just go to HomeShowRadio.com.